2 suspected thieves have been burnt to death in Kaswa in the central region. Now, the 2 are believed to have stolen gas cylinders from a house at Tippa near a place called Yelu, Ghana. And it's actually a suburb of Kaswa, Ofankor. Now, they were reportedly beaten and subsequently burnt by angry residents after an alarm was raised. Worrying. If you look at the pictures, I mean, it's interesting how people act when they're in a mob. It's psychological.
No, it's literally putting the law into your own hands, which is something that I don't agree with, especially when you're murdering someone.
Robbers
murder. Robbers don't murder, Caroline.
We've had, oh really?
Yeah. Not all robbers murder.
I'm just
so you
saying,
can't just generalize.
Okay, some
robbers
robbers, I was thinking about this thing, if they had gone to rob someone in their home and had killed them, maybe husband, because there's this guy that just got killed, beginning of the year. The marketer, promoter or something, I forgot his name. The young guy who got married.
The graphic guy.
And they had, caught the robbers and murdered them. Would we have felt differently about it?
I would have felt very different.
Because I think people are just thinking about them as these people, when they get you, they don't spare you. So when they get them, they don't. It happens all the time.
I think
so whether or not you went to steal a mouse or a knife or you killed someone, people don't care anymore. When they get you, you will just be dealt with.
That's the point I'm making.
But it happens, Jessica, Charlie. Most people there, they can't be bothered.
You know what,
yourself,
Jessica?
you will get it.
That means you become a murderer.
Charlie,
I believe in
instant
justice.
They'll catch you, they'll take you to the police station.
Yeah, but you
go
see,
to Nima.
But you see,
what are you talking about? Listen, I am not saying that it's right, but I'm just saying it's just what robbers have done over the years. People don't care anymore. So regardless of what you go for, whether you kill, whether you steal just something in their house and run, when they get you, at some neighborhoods, some hoods, please.
I mean, we all know that. I think that's been established, but that's not really the discussion here.
It will still happen.
It should, should it be happening is the question.
Yeah.
You see, because as I was saying in the beginning, you see, it's a psychological thing. As an individual, you'd be surprised that if one person or 2 people just chased after these guys alone and beat them, they probably wouldn't have beat them to death. Now, when you're in a mob, there's a whole thing in psychology. It's like a mob mentality. You lose your mind.
Yeah, you lose part of yourself.
You start to behave the way everybody else is, and that's why they can watch another human being burned to death.
Exactly.
And just feel
That's
nothing.
Exactly what I was going to say. So if Karen, if you're standing,
you don't think that it's also because of what they know robbers have done in the past?
No.
What robbers can do. So they're looking at you with the same mind and eye that they heard another robber had, probably killed somebody or murdered someone in cold blood.
Does that sound like a literate person?
Exactly what I'm saying. This thing did not happen just today.
Yeah.
It's been happening.
Robbers
have been doing
Caroline
things.
in a way.
All I'm saying, this is not just please. We've had issues over the years. People don't care anymore. And
now,
we keep forgetting that these things start little. and then it just keeps piling up.
And now that we know
you will get it.
Our judicial system is not that good.
500
so if I catch a robber
and
I send him to the police station and
with
the
a good
policeman
lawyer,
bribes
he would come out.
the judge or whoever, and he goes away scot-free. Tomorrow he'll come and kill me. So if I can kill you now, I guess I would.
Okay, so you would happily stand there and watch, I don't know, let's say 10 people burn, pour petrol, light a match on another human being.
Who is a robber?
Doesn't matter.
Human being first. Chantal, you're told listen, you're missing the point.
It's not the point.
Chantal, you are missing the point.
Capital punishment.
Nobody is even talking about the fact that what they did is right. I am just telling you that in the end,
one at a time, ladies. One at a time, ladies.
You're saying it happened, so it doesn't matter.
Nobody said it happened, so it doesn't. I am saying that it is what they think of robbers that is making them do without feeling anything for them. You're failing to realize that this thing didn't just happen yesterday. Like people didn't just get up, pouring acid or robbers to death.
We know that something happened, and they were pushed.
There are people who are still paying today. There are people who are paying today that if they see anything at all being done to a robber just because of what happened to their relatives or maybe their friend, if you've not lost anybody
they will join
to robbery,
listen.
some of these things you probably wouldn't even understand why people act the way they do. All I'm saying is, if you go to some neighborhoods, these things would happen.
Yes,
and it's
and that's
also
been
because
established
you think people
very
are-
early on.
No, but I'm
But we are
saying
moving
nobody
forward.
gets up to
No.
burn somebody to death and laugh over it.
But
If
that's
there's
what-
no
It is
example
done.
in the past.
You don't need
that has
an
been
example
bad.
in the past
Oh,
to
okay,
do something.
okay. So
Caroline.
how
A lot of people
when
who
you
do.
grow
You
up
don't
and
need
you so you grow up meeting guys and dating guys all the time and they're breaking your heart,
No,
and then
no,
you
no,
end
no.
up being
Caroline, that's not what it
please,
is.
Chantel,
This,
please.
this is what, as Jessica says, two wrongs don't make a right.
It doesn't matter, but we always
we
do
know that.
Relax,
We
Caroline,
know that
can-
if somebody
let Chantel-
murders, if somebody murders
let Chantel
somebody,
land.
if someone murders your son or someone murders somebody, you don't go out and commit the murder. It's not an eye for an eye. That's not what the law is.
I am not the one doing it,
That's
but
not-
somebody else somewhere can do
No,
it. I will
but
hear
that's
about
not
it. I'm
what
like,
it
okay.
is.
You know,
Okay.
if the law is
not.
not working for you.
So you should put the law in your own hands.
Yes,
You should just burn
I
people and
would,
stab
yeah,
people.
because the
And
law
you
is
think
not
they're
working
doing it
for
for
me.
okay,
So
like
I
opposite.
would
If
do
I can
what
come
I
in here,
think
ladies.
is right.
What is
If the
that?
law is not doing it.
If I can
That's
come
just,
in
I
here,
think
ladies.
it's illiterate nonsense. That's uneducated people
Okay.
in the village. They're barbarians. They're
No,
animals.
no,
You
no,
don't
no,
do
no.
that.
Let me come in
no,
here.
no.
Let me come in here,
It's
ladies.
not a
Let
problem.
me come in here. I'll just ask a simple question. Tingo, so if you were in the crowd, you would have watched them burn this person to
No,
death?
I wouldn't have watched. I would have left. I mean,
Okay.
but I wouldn't have.
But you
really-
wouldn't have intervened
Yes.
We are not even in
What
support
about you,
of it.
Caroline?
I wouldn't. I can't even watch
Someone
goats,
being
a
burnt,
goat
yeah.
scrap being slaughtered in
Yeah.
the first place for me
Okay.
to watch a human
wouldn't
being being
watch it.
burnt to
Right.
death. But I'm saying
But I wouldn't
that
stop
some
them.
of these things,
Yes.
people have been pained for a while. When you leave them,
I understand.
or they get you, they
I
will
understand.
deal with
I
you
understand.
whichever way
Yeah.
they want.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's established, right? But what we're saying here is...
It is wrong. I
Don't
mean,
forget.
that one,
Wait. Let me land. Let me land. There are people who are innocent. There are people, or there are cases of mistaken identity.
Yes.
There are innocent people dying because of these actions. So we need to be very careful and don't just
but
put it
very-
all in a
very
box. Let me
funny,
land. You don't put it all in a box and say, oh, well, people are paying. So if they catch a robber, really?
No,
how
we're
do
not-
you
we're not
know?
saying
One
that,
second.
you
How
know.
do you know?
A very
At that
funny,
point,
a
they're
very,
just
a very funny
suspects.
example is a woman
so
saying.
don't mistake
A
it.
very
They're just
funny
suspects.
example is a woman saying all men are the same, all men cheat, because she's met men who have cheated on her or who didn't even treat her right. So the next person that comes into her life, she's just going to deal with him regardless of whether good or bad the man is.
We're
so
not
I'm
saying
just
it's
saying
right.
it is not a
You know, but
generalization
when
whatsoever. But I'm
you've been
only just
affected
pointing
by
out the
them,
opposite way how
you-
these things happen.
I understand.
Because I mean, I
Listen,
would not support it
Caroline,
for anything.
I think we're beating, or whipping a dead horse at the moment. But let's
Chantal's
not
not
forget.
talking.
We are not
For
supporting
starters,
it.
for
We are not saying that
starters,
they
for
should put
starters,
the law in their hands.
it's against
and-
the law to do that.
Exactly, which is fine.
So if you're ever found, just take note that you
Shanti is
will
not talking.
face
Oh, yes.
the full
Oh,
rigors
yes.
of the law.
I mean, that
We'll
one
move
day.
on because this is rather touchy. It
I
seems.
didn't finish my final submission.
Yes, please go ahead.
It's okay.
I think Ghanaians need to exercise restraint. Absolutely.
I believe-
I know when you're in a crowd, you're in a mob, etc. You're being pushed to do things
It's
with the
unacceptable,
crowd,
I mean.
but exercise restraint. That's all I'm saying. It is illegal to do that.
I don't-
And innocents are being killed
I
every
believe
day.
in citizens' arrest. I don't know there's nothing wrong with just holding them until the police come and let justice do what justice has to be done. Don't become a murderer or a rapist. If someone rapes somebody, so I should rape somebody,
Okay.